this is Ridhima Shirodkar from Government College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Khandola. Today we will be doing Understanding Psychological Disorders, which is PSC 105. The module is called as Bipolar 1 and 2 Disorders and Cyclothymia. Outline of this would be understanding bipolar disorders 1 and 2 and their difference, understanding the difference in depressive episodes which are seen in major depressive disorder and bipolar disorder, and the concept of cyclothymia. The learning outcomes: to analyze the difference between bipolar 1 and 2 disorders, to understand depressive episodes specific to bipolar disorders, and explain the criteria which is involved in cyclothymia. Okay, so let's look at bipolar disorders. The bipolar disorders by themselves are classified into bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. Now, what is a bipolar 1 disorder? In bipolar 1 disorder, there is a depressive episode, but apart from a depressive episode, there is also a manic or a mixed episode. Okay, so the criteria of the manic episode has already been dealt with, and so has the criteria with the mixed episode. So, for a diagnosis for bipolar 1 disorder to be met, you have to have a depressive episode, that is a must, but apart from that a manic episode also has to be there. So, understand manic episode plus a depressive episode gives you bipolar 1 disorder. The mood disturbance is sufficiently severe to cause marked impairment in the individual's social or occupational functioning. So, the individual basically in these particular phases of depression or mania, there is an impairment in social life as well as in their professional and personal life, and sometimes the individual may be extremely dangerous to themselves or to another person. The episode is not because of any other substance, not because of medication or any other medical condition, and the symptoms should last for at least a week. So, at around 7 days these symptoms should last. Even if a client is experiencing only manic episode, it is assumed that the depressive episode will follow, and thus a bipolar 1 disorder is diagnosed as. So, what does this mean? So, if a client or an individual goes to a clinician or a psychologist, a psychotherapist or a psychiatrist, and they are having a manic episode, okay, it is assumed that the manic episode in the future will be followed by a depressive episode. So, they give a diagnosis of bipolar 1 disorder, and accordingly treatment is given. So, what is bipolar 2 disorder then? So, in bipolar 2 disorder, there is a depressive episode and hypomania. So, hypomania is a milder version of mania. So, when these two go together, hypomania and depressive episode, that is when there is bipolar 2 disorder. So, that is a major difference between bipolar 1 and bipolar 2 disorder. Again, in the bipolar 2 disorder, the individual had a depressive episode and had at least one hypomanic episode. So, understand the individual has never had a manic episode, because if the individual had a manic episode, it would not be bipolar 2, it would be bipolar 1. So, the occurrence of the hypomanic episodes are not because of schizophrenia or schizophreniform or schizoaffective disorder. This component will be dealt with when you do schizophrenia. The symptoms of depression or the unpredictability caused by frequent alternation between periods of depression and hypomania cause significant impairment, significant distress. So, the individual is in like in a cyclical position. 1 month the individual may experience hypomania, the next month there may be a depressive phase, and so on. So, the individual of course is very disturbed, and this influences and impairs their general overall functioning. Now, so we have seen that the common thing for the unipolar disorders, that is a depression, major depressive disorder and bipolar disorders, is depressive episodes. So, in unipolar disorder, depression is the common thing, and bipolar also it is depressive disorder with either manic or hypomanic episodes. So, what is the difference in the depression seen in bipolar and seen in unipolar? So, let us look at bipolar disorder first. So, in the bipolar disorder, depressive episodes generally have greater mood lability. That means the emotional response is irregular or out of proportion to the situation. So, let us say the individual's house tree has fallen, and the tree falling is a sad situation, but the individual cannot stop crying for days together. So, that can be a little out of proportion kind of a situation. This again is very subjective. Some people have a different way of expressing emotions. But let us say that there is a party in the house and it is a happy occasion, and the individual starts crying uncontrollably. So, again this can be greater mood lability, because the situation is not for crying and for sadness. In bipolar depressive episodes, there are more psychotic features like delusions and hallucinations. More substance abuse is also seen over here. The individual may take the help of alcohol or any other substances, and there is psychomotor retardation, where there is a slowness of thought and other muscular activities. So, these are the classical and features which are seen in the depressive episode for bipolar disorders. Moving on to the depressive episode in a unipolar disorder, which is the only major depressive disorder, the individual experiences greater anxiety. Also greater agitation, they feel very restless and they want to do a lot of things. They may also experience insomnia. Insomnia is a lack of sleep, they have very difficulty falling asleep. There are more physical complaints, which means that they have aches and pains, my back is paining, my stomach is hurting, so physical complaints will be there. And there will be a marked weight loss, which means that the individual is really not feeling hungry, the appetite has reduced, and the person seems to be quite weak and lean. So these are the classic features which you see in a depressive episode of unipolar disorder, and that is when the distinguishing feature actually comes in. So once again, if you see bipolar disorder has got mood lability, psychotic features, substance abuse, which is not always seen in major depressive disorder or unipolar depressive episode. So depressive episodes in bipolar are much more severe in unipolar, and the bipolar disorder, when they are in the depressive phase, that can be quite dangerous and a lot more impairment is caused. So many times people exhibit depressive episode and they have not yet got a manic episode. So sadly what happens is that they get misdiagnosed. So of course the family members or whoever are very worried where an individual slips into depression, they take them to the appropriate doctor. The individual has not yet developed a manic episode and so gets a diagnosis of major depression. What happens in this is that the treatment given gets a little bit affected and the individual is in a soup for some kind of a time till the manic episode actually shows up. Research has shown that individuals with initial depressive episodes are more likely to develop bipolar 1 or 2 disorder if they are highly creative, if they have had multiple marriages, if they have had professional instability and flamboyant behavior. So, clinicians have to keep such research in mind when they are kind of diagnosing a person of a major depressive disorder to see what kind of a person is this person. Is the person creative? Has he or she had multiple marriages? Have they jumped from jobs often? Do they exhibit flamboyant behavior? Because research suggests that such kind of characteristics are more prone to bipolar disorder. So the individual may go on to develop a manic or a hypomanic disorder and treatment is given accordingly. 5 to 10% of individuals with bipolar experience up to 4 episodes within a year, okay, which is rapid cycling. So they have the episode of depression mania 4 times in a year, which is very, very stressful and painful, and this is called as rapid cycling. It causes a lot of impairment. Rapid cycling is more observed in females or women and it may be precipitated due to certain antidepressants. Luckily, rapid cycling is only temporary in 50% of the cases. Sadly, bipolar disorders are quite destructive in nature, and though at some point of time the individual may be extremely creative, especially in the hypomanic kind of the episode, it is very, very impairing. There are medications like lithium, etc., but the full recovery is not a very positive thing. So, the prognosis is quite discouraging basically for bipolar disorders. Let's look at what are cyclothymic disorders. Individuals may have cyclical mood phases that are not as severe as seen in bipolar disorders. And these are called as cyclothymia or cyclothymic disorders, not as severe than like bipolar disorders. Again, the symptoms are for at least 2 years period there have been hypomanic and depressive experiences which do not meet the full criteria for DSM-5 for depressive episode or manic episode or hypomania. The above criteria has been present at least half the time during a 2-year period. So, it is a 2-year period, but the episodes are not meeting criteria for major depressive episode or for bipolar. Criteria for manic, hypomanic, depressive episode is not met and the individual does not have any other disorder as such. Again, there is no medical condition, but they may cause significant impairment to social or occupational functioning. So, when the disorder is not as severe, you can say that it is cyclothymia depending upon the criteria. In the depressed phase of cyclothymia, the individual may exhibit low energy, they may have lack of interest in pleasurable activities, they may be very pessimistic, negative thinking and socially withdrawn, which means that they may not want to meet many friends. In the hypomanic phase which is seen, the individual may be highly creative and productive, have increased physical and mental energy, and this should be for around 2 years. So, this can go on for 2 years where they are actually very creative and all that, but sometimes this again gets misdiagnosed because you really don't know what kind of phase the individual is in. Individuals who are having cyclothymia, they have risk of developing either bipolar 1 or bipolar 2 disorders. So, through this module you have been able to understand the difference between bipolar 1 and 2 disorders, depressive episodes and their unique features for bipolar and unipolar depression, and what are cyclothymic disorders. These are the references for the same. Thank you.